Berserker Part 4. Welcome back. So, were Berserker indiscriminate combatants, or was there more to them? As a group of combatants, dare I say, a unit, or a military unit. So, Jacobi in 1974 talks about a specific term, Mordvarger, which is killer wolf, or somebody who went against an oath and killed somebody in an improper way. Another clue resides in their occupation as bodyguards to kings, where you would find them described normally in groups of 12, hinting at a cohesive unit where everyone had a specific role. Not always, but most of the time, 12. We would also find them in the vanguards of armies or in the prows of ships. And in the Herald Skalvedi, there is a passage that reads, "There I know the honorable prince places his trust only in the brave men who hack at shields." Now, for this third instance, I recruited some assistants in pronunciation because there's some Latin and there's some Greek, and it comes out of the Byzantine Empire. So the account that comes out of the Byzantine Empire is from Constantine Porphyrogenitus, the emperor. He reigned from 912 to 959, and in this account, which was recorded by him in the De Ceremonis Alae Byzantinae, he talks about this banquet and what transpired in this banquet. Now, in the emperor's own writing, he talks about two groups that were present at this banquet and basically performing a ceremony in his honor. And these two groups of individuals had masks, but the two groups had different masks. They were also wearing furs. Now, these two groups were identified as Venetiers and Presenes, which, when we look at these terms, there's an individual by the name of Sjoberg who, in 1907, did a lot of work decoding what these meant. And previously, they were used for other ceremonies, such as things in like circuses or competitions and things like that. Later on, the military adopted them, and usually the individuals who had these names or these titles were of considerable rank or considerable importance. So now the emperor is seated, and he calls in these two groups. So they rush in from both sides, and they start to form a double rank, and they do this right in front of the emperor's table, which, if you know anything about being the emperor, people don't usually get that close to you. So for them to get that close is extremely important. The other instances, he calls them bodyguards, right? Or Varangian Guard, or Goths, even though at the time, no Goths were specifically a part of the Byzantine Empire. It seems like a catch-all phrase. So these mask-wearing, fur-wearing individuals with shields in their left hands and staves in their right are pounding on their shields with their staves, and they're rushing in, and they're shouting "Yule" while they're doing this. And they form a double rank, and they do this 3 more times. Once complete, the Venetiers move off to the left, and the Presenes move off to the right. And they start singing their Gothic song. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But this is very reminiscent of not just a ceremony, but a battle drill, or practicing battle formations, making them not indiscriminate rage fighters, but there was a very specific task and purpose along with their tactics. So these individuals were talked about and inferred that they were Rus, or Rus. And in so doing, where do we get that from? Well, Georgios Kadinos, in the early 1300s, used the emperor's own account, along with his own, where he referenced the emperor's account and possibly another document. We're not sure what he used because it has not survived the test of time. In his account, the term staves is changed to axes, which would be a standard equipment of the Varangian Guard. Along with that, the masks and the furs that were worn are very reminiscent and very similar, at least in the description, to Berserkir and Ulfithna. Now, this goes way deeper than just having at least a tactic or a formation. This outlines cooperation between the two units. After they split, they were talking about this Gothic song that was sung And this Gothic song was sung in their own native language. And the emperor tried his best to record the song down, but there's a language gap, so it's choppy at best and kind of clumsily translated. But when we look at it, we do see that the Praeseness and the Venetiers wished the emperor a long life and many years of reign. There's a lot to unpack here, and I hope you guys check out some of the things that I talked about in the video. And there is going to be a part 5. And with that, I hope you guys drink water, check everything out. Let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you.